Tell me what it's like to write a song with somebody like Randy Bachman.
Awesome. To get a chance to write with him, you know that he's from the old school, so the way that he writes songs is a lot different from, I think, a lot of people that I write songs with in Nashville. He's very, very quick, comes up with rhymes and riffs very, very easily. When you see that type of creativity ingrained in somebody over so many decades, it's so inspiring to get to sit across from him just this exact same way with two guitars, and we're talking and we're coming up with ideas and being creative. It's difficult to put into words that excitement, and I have to kind of keep that down a little bit because I have to pretend that I'm not this gigantic fan, right, so that, you know, we can accomplish something together as equals, you know, on an equal playing field. When if I had it my way, I might just put the guitar down and just pepper him with questions about BTO and the Guess Who and writing all these great hits.
Right. How is the situation when you're in a co-write where it's a few people in the room, maybe more than two, and you just, how does that put us in the room? Tell us what happens there.
Well, I almost exclusively co-write. I love co-writing so much because you get a great energy from the other person that you're writing with or the other few people that could be in the room. It's great to bounce ideas off of these guys. A guy like Craig Wiseman in particular will sometimes sit quiet for a little while and then he'll just come out with a second verse. And it's so brilliant to watch one of the best in Music City do something like that. I'm really trying to learn to do those types of things and really think about what I say and think about how I'm going to present this idea. But then you get a guy like Jason Matthews, like you brought up, or other people like Marv Green or Ben Hayslip, or even some of my great Canadian songwriting friends like Tim Taylor or Dwayne Steele. And what these guys will do is they're going to keep the energy light in the room so that you can really just rattle off a bunch of ideas and you never know what's going to come from that.
Wow. Sounds like an amazing process, actually.
And it's a lot of fun. That's the biggest thing. If I'm writing with someone and it's not fun, it makes it very difficult for me because I don't take myself too seriously. Sometimes I'll come up with some cheap rhymes that you know are never going to work, but it's good for a laugh. Well, I like to be that kind of guy, and I like writing with people who are like that too. If some people are so poetic and they're just pure lyricists and they take it so seriously, I actually find that a bit uncomfortable just because our personalities don't clash. You know, or they do clash and they don't really mesh.
On the current album, Pick Me Up, there's a lot of songs by other people. There's only a couple of co-writes. Is there a reason why you were sort of seeking songs elsewhere as opposed to co-writing or writing them yourself?
Absolutely. I think there's two reasons why, you know, the Pick Me Up record had you know, a lot of collaborations and a lot of songs written by other people. The reason for that is because to get immersed in the Nashville music industry as an artist, not as a writer, but as an artist, I think it was important for me to cut outside songs and show the industry that I'm very interested in pursuing hits. Whether I write them or whether they're written for me or they're written, you know, for other artists that might slip through the cracks and Tim McGraw should have cut it, but he didn't. Now I get access to it. I wanted to make sure that the industry knew that I'm that guy. If there's an A-list song, I'd like to cut it because the best song always has to win. Then the second part of that was the busy year that we had in 2014 and 15, touring with Brad Paisley, and the close to 100 events that we did in 2015. If you're doing 100 events in 365 days, there's not a lot of time to be creative. So in the time that I was creative, we put some of those songs up, but I didn't write nearly the quantity to fill a record.